Alright guys, so this video I'm making it's basically to show how the IRS um installment plan works. It's kind of interesting, right? Cause so a while back, maybe like 3 years ago, I had tax due for like 2 years prior, right? Or maybe 2 to 3 years. So I did it all at one time, right? And I was able to just like show them that I practically owed them, like, like it wasn't a lot, but it's still substantially enough where I can't pay it all, so I have to do installments, right? And then I think it's already been like 2 to 3 years later already, right? And every year I always owe tax, right? So every year I file, right? And since that time when I created the installment plan, right? I file, but then I always indicate that that I'm always gonna do it with the IRS online account, right? Which falls back under my installment plan. So what they do is they just kind of add on the balance onto the new balance onto my installment plan. So my installment plan will always be the same, right? Um, I put an amount where I can afford, right? Which, that was at that time was what I can afford. And to this time it's been the same. So it's almost like a credit card payment. That my balance keep going up and my installment plan keeps staying the same, right? And then they always tell me how the interest works. Um Here, let me read it to you how the interest works. It says interest, how the interest works. We charge a 5% monthly penalty for filing late and a half percent monthly penalty for paying late. When a return is filed late, the tax is not paid by the date it was due. When both penalties apply for the same month, the penalty for filing late is reduced by the amount of the penalty for paying late for that month. The penalty for filing late is based on the tax ultimate due. Okay, here we go. The penalties are charged for each month. Part of the month of the return or payment is late. However, neither penalty can be more than 25%. Wait, so I guess it's not like, is there an interest? It doesn't talk about interest. It just talks about it cannot be more than 25% in total. So was it just a penalty for me to be late? Um, because I didn't do it on the day that was due, and then it's half a percent each month following. So basically, you're paying penalties on half. Okay, so half a percent of your total amount due every month. You don't pay the total amount due. Yeah. So that's where they get you. It's not interest. It's just a penalty for not being able to pay the full amount when it was due, right? So yeah, you're gonna have penalties until you can pay everything off. You know what I mean? Half a percent every month. So you owe $1,000. It'd be like 50 cents a month. So, but then the late penalty is when you don't file, right? So your penalties is only it's only late up to the point when you file. So when you file, just as long as you file and you owe them installments, you only owe them installments. Okay, I get it. I get it now. Yeah, so I guess that's how it worked. So my penalties is always because I've always extended it, right? Until, um, October. Maybe I shouldn't extend it. So then I won't get a penalty. I'll test that out. So this time around, right, in April, I'll just do it. Cause I don't even have that much to do. Usually, every time I do it, it's just like I only spend like half a day on it because I have to bring all my stuff together, like all my my 1099 and stuff, my W I guess 4 1099, all that good jazz. You know what I mean? But anyways, yeah, I think I'm right. Anyway, have a good day, y'all. Peace.